Hello, hello, everybody. I'm back. Welcome to Wednesday night's Messages of Love from Above. I missed you guys. I know I take off Monday and Tuesday from going live, and so I'm always excited to come back and see what messages Spirit has for all of us. Before we get started into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me, I'm more than welcome that. And so I'm just going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And whether you're watching live or on replay, we can all join together and just let that love fall down into our hearts and fill us up and flow out to the world, creating a giant bubble of love, helping people transform out of fear into feeling that unconditional love from above. Letting them know that no one is ever alone, that there's a great host of beings of unconditional love and light just encompassing the whole earth. If you yourself are in need of love this evening, in this moment, when you're watching this, for your heart and for your mind, your body, a loved one, a situation, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me the space for that. Before we get into the readings, also, I always like to make sure everyone knows every Monday I do have a drawing for a free personal recorded reading. I have been the last 2 weeks celebrating reaching 1,500 plus YouTube subscribers. So big thank you to everyone. And so I've been giving back a little extra, even above and beyond. And so next Monday will be the last Monday that I'm doing the 5 additional 15-minute personal recorded readings in addition to a 1-hour personal recorded reading. So if you're interested in getting into that drawing, this video, it tells you how you can get into the drawing. It's actually commenting on that video. So if you want to check that out. And then also a new pick a card came out this morning with where can you use light in your life. So if you haven't seen that one yet and you want some additional guidance from Spirit, you can check that one out. And we are coming off of an Aries new moon that just came about yesterday. So you're probably still being affected by it, especially the crowd that comes in here because we are so influenced by the moon anyway. But if you're intuitive and you are connected, it impacts you even more. So here is the pick a card reading for that. And lastly, we only have about a week left in March. Can you believe it? And here's the last of the March reading. It's a playlist by each individual zodiac sign, and April's readings will be out on Saturday. So there we go. There we go. So that is everything I wanted to cover. So let me just get my desktop all set up here, and we will get into the readings. If you're new to my channel or these readings, what we do for the free readings is I do go down in order through the chat, first come, first serve. There's no special list. The chat is the list. So if you put your question there, I will go down in order. And if you don't want to put your business out there, I understand. You can just ask for a general reading, and Spirit knows what you're looking for, and it'll come through as well. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, and I step outside of the free readings. I do go a little deeper into those as well. Once I'm done, I step back in order and continue going down the list. To donate, you can use the super chat down below, which YouTube takes about a third of that for administrative fees. If you want to make a donation another way, I do take Venmo, Cash App, Square, and PayPal. All those links are in the pinned comment at the top of the chat and also in the description box of the video down below. So that's the skinny. That's how it all works. So we will get into the readings, but I am warming up already. I'm going to take off my jacket here. Don't know where you guys are at across the world, but we were supposed to be having spring, but we're expected snow here in a couple days in Colorado. So it's still a little nippy out. All right. So I am going to be using the Tarot of the Mystical Moments this evening. So that is the deck we'll use. And let me just see here. Hello, hello. I hope everyone is having an amazing Wednesday, or you had an amazing Wednesday. It's Thursday morning on the other side of the world. So we will start off with Esmeralda for the first free reading. Good evening to you. You want to know, will you pass your statistics midterm? Ugh, you didn't study. I know. Well, it's not too late. Grab some coffee. I know. All right, let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Yeah. So you've got the Six of Cups came out first, which is about remembering. What's the great thing about our subconscious is if you read it and you looked at it, you can grab it from your brain. So if you go in with it with this Ace of Wands, knowing that whatever you focus on is what grows and expands, just start focusing on that you're grateful, that all the information that you did hear in class or read, whatever, that it's in the brain and it's going to come forward for you tomorrow. You do have the Five of Pentacles, which is a transformational type of energy of feeling like lack or feeling left behind and left out, and it's some transformative energy about your worth. So I feel like you're not going to like totally bomb it, but I feel like there's this reinforcement that a test is a test, and if for some reason you don't pass your midterm, or you don't do as well as you did, you just try to make up for it by the end. And if you squeak by and you pass at the end on your final, then you do it. Otherwise, what's the worst that could happen? There was this movie, there's been a couple movies like it where I think it's more like high school students that if they don't pass a certain test, the bottom 3% are, literally because of the population control. And we're not at that point yet. So the worst thing you have to do is just pay for it again, right? And it impacts your GPA, blah, blah, blah. But does all that really define who we are? In the end, how would it impact you? It's letting the fears go, knowing that you can take a lot from your brain that's all in there. It's constantly recording. So you have access to it if you remain calm and believe that you can bring forth the information that you need. Study as much as you can, of course, get as much in there, but don't go in with fear, because that shuts off your brain and you don't have access to all that beautiful knowledge. Just know that everything's going to be fine one way or another. You're going to get through it, right? So let the fear go and just go with the flow. It really feels their message. But it's a good awareness that comes in when I got my first C, my first D, when we moved from one state to another state, and they were trying to keep me in some sort of enriched math or something. I was like, I didn't learn this yet. I think in the other state it skipped some knowledge. But they said, well, go ahead, we'll keep going. And I was like, I felt so bad. But then I realized, okay, it's over. You know, I'm still alive. So I like that. But that's what they have for you, Esmeralda. I feel like you're not going to really ace it from what I'm feeling here, but you're going to be okay. All right. Candy World, you are up next. So, what are the Gemini's current feelings for you? Any ideas of what his rising could be? Let's take a look here. So, the general current feelings, they've got the Magician card here, which is very divine masculine, very um, motivational movement type of energy. It's very fiery, it's very passionate. So, the feelings I feel are more geared towards attraction and not so much like towards emotional, basis yet. It's just more of an attraction piece, but they're tentative and stepping forward and expressing emotion. Any ideas of what the rising could be? It looks like they have a water sign rising with the Ace of Cups. So it could be a Pisces rising, Cancer, Scorpio. And it would make sense because they see our rising sign are the lens through which we see the world. So if they see the world through the eyes of emotion, they don't act upon them a whole lot because that's what they've been experiencing. The fire piece of them, the inner fire, is what is standing out to them. Because it's like if you're constantly like let me see, how can you explain it? Like if you're constantly in the dark, when light comes, it's like, whoa, I see light. But if you're always in the light and then light comes, it's like, yeah, so they don't notice it as much as the other. So that's what I'm feeling like. They're in emotion a lot of the time. They don't really see that their emotion is anything huge because they're used to having huge emotion all the time. But that Gemini, usually can be those two sides, right? The mind kicks in for them too. But I feel like it's just mainly attraction right now, and the emotions probably are bouncing around in there. They just haven't recognized it yet because it's swimming around with all the flood of other emotions that they have. So that's what they have right now for you, Candy World. Interesting. Many blessings to you. All right, Anya Ohuya, good evening to you. You want to know what's happening for you on March 23rd, so tomorrow, or it could be already today for you, where you're at. And let's see what we've got here. Wow. Yeah, you've got a big day here of really standing up for yourself and deciding for you. The Emperor, represents a really balancing energy, and the Emperor has a whole, you know, throne room full of advisors telling them blah 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 blah, what they could do, should do, need to do, have to do, must do with the kingdom, but the kingdom is theirs, and at some point they throw everyone out and then make a decision on their own. The Three of Pentacles is a similar in energy with this, because the Three of Pentacles is about being true to your authentic self, allowing you to choose for you, without being torn in different directions by all those advisors, all those people that are saying to do one thing or another. So you have opportunities coming up on the 23rd to choose for you rather than out of fear of having someone get upset or lose someone's praise and support. It's like, you know what? This is my life. I need to make choices. I'm the one that lives it. So I'm going to make the choices for me, and everyone else makes the choices for them. I'm just going to take, on my own. So I like that for you, Anya. It's very freeing, and you're just kind of stepping. You don't have to be mean about it, throw a tantrum in the middle of a store. Mine, mine, mine. It's just like, it's a confidence that comes from within that you're like, I'm going to stand on my own decisions and what I want. So I like it for you. So that is what they have on you. Many blessings for you. All right. And love kind, Rhonda, you'll be up next for the next free reading, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, EE. And you'd like to know, whoops, here, about your finances for the next 2 months. All right. I did have some cards come flying out here. Anything else on here? Oop, okay. All right. So the first month here, you've got the Page of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, things seem to be balancing out in your finances in the first month. So, we're almost done with March. We'll say this is April, and then May will be the next two sets of cards here. And you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is about the changing of expectations, seeing things from a different perspective, really looking at expectations and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around what you think finances should be, supposed to be, need to be, have to be, must be, right? And there's this beautiful balancing that's coming in. And I feel like you're really understanding what you're wanting from finances and what are your beliefs and what are other people's beliefs that were founded on you, right? Yeah. Because then in May, you do have improvement, an increase with the King of Pentacles. It is, abundance more so coming in May. The Six of Cups does have to do with nostalgia, does have to do with the past. So you'll either have a new opportunity come from the past, maybe someone pays you back, but I feel more it's about transforming your beliefs that you have around finance. Again, more of that, just you release some old beliefs around your, worthiness to receive, right? And you do some reflection just to understand, why is it that I feel like I have this barrier that keeps me from going forward? And it's because it's your little small child self that has the controls to force fields in our life. And when they believe, no, I can only receive this much, I can only go up this far in a job, I can only go this far in this area, it boxes us in sometimes because it believes that that's all that we're worthy of because of stuff it experienced when we were younger. But when we question that and bring it back from underneath the surface and we bring it up, then that's where we go beyond those barriers and they disintegrate, because we sit with our little child self and go, yeah, when so and so, that this teacher said, yeah, I'm not smart and I'd never go anywhere, they were wrong. They were just acting out of their own fears and they were having a bad day. They don't even remember telling us that, because it's not true. And then we just reinforce the love to our little child self, and the child self goes, okay, you're right, let's go. And then the force field changes. So May, I feel, is an increase in your finances. Next month in April, you were just really kind of figuring things out. Things are balancing out. But then May is when you go beyond those barriers and where you'll see the change in your finances. So that is what they have for you, EE. Thank you again so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate it. And we are back into the free reading. So Rhonda, love kind, hello. You'd like to know, what can you work on to connect more to your higher self, to express more of your higher self? Let's take a look here. All right. We have two major arcana coming in here. And so you have the Sun card here and you have the Wheel of Fortune. I like this because it's the Sun card, it represents like Leo energy. And this is one recognizing how bright you are and that is you, that you don't have to really work on becoming your higher self. It's more removing the obstacles that we've created to blind us to our higher self. I think, is it Rumi says something like, we don't have to find love. We just have to discover the barriers we created between us and love. And so the Leo energy allows you to go down into your unconscious and your subconscious and see what beliefs are down there going on that are limiting you, that from your past. And usually we'll be knowing those. Those are the triggers, the fears that bubble up to the surface, and then they show us. And I kind of like, this is like this is what's below the surface, right? If we do it like this is all the all the stuff, all the systems that are running underneath in our subconscious that are impacting us. And all we have to do is just start removing things as they come up and realize the whole journey with your higher self is the unconditioning. We wanted to experience all of those things. The Wheel of Fortune tells us that we have so many fated events that we wanted to experience when we came down here, and they will show up, but we still get to choose in each moment what story we apply to whatever event is unfolding, what emotion we want to feel as we go through it, and what energy we're investing in it. We're not on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode. It's like a monorail train at Disney World, where it's attached to the tracks so it doesn't fly off, but there's all of these set specific events that unfold for us. And so we transform our life from beliefs that we felt things were happening to us in life that we realized they were happening for us. We go down to the subconscious, bring them up, and really look at them and understand, what is it that I want to release now that's no longer, it helped me survive when I was younger. I wanted to experience it on purpose, for a purpose. But whatever barrier I feel, and it's usually a fear ignites somehow, right? It's something we fear, some sort of fear of losing conditional love in some way. And then we get to just calmly question it and go, okay, so how is that not true anymore? I believed it before when I was small because I felt I had to, but it's not a belief that's real. And I realize it now in my adult human body, and I can release it. So I feel like it's more not feeling like you have to work to become something, but more just becoming aware of things when they appear and go, okay, this is standing in between me and remembering and realizing who I am. And I'm going to look at that so it dissolves away, and I'm just moving things out of the way, rather than you have to become something. You're already a perfect mountain. You're just a little human walking around the mountain, exploring and discovering who you are. So hopefully that helps, Rhonda, love kind. So, yeah. How do you let go? How do you let go of fearing that people are always going to leave? Well, people do, right? Once we realize, what, people, when we have an expectation, I think it was at Byron Katie. If you ever have a chance to check her out on YouTube, it's Byron, Byron, and then Katie, Ketie. She has a website too, thework.com. But one of my favorite things that I learned from her is, when we believe something in our head and it's not true, reality proves us wrong. When our mindset and our expectations about our reality, it loses, but only 100% of the time. And it's like, I love it, because if you ever watch any of her videos, she has people step through these. It's called a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, which, when we're like, I don't like it when this person did this in this situation, and you just let your ego bleh, and they turn things around and they bring beautiful awareness. But it's like, if I believe people shouldn't leave me, well, people do, and we know that, it's like, how do I know that, my dad wasn't supposed to be around a lot when I was young? Because he wasn't. And it's like, oh yeah, well, okay, that makes sense. How do I know I'm supposed to be going through what I am? Because I'm going through it. Otherwise I wouldn't be going through it. And he just sit there for a moment and just like, wait a minute, yeah, that makes so much sense. but our little brain goes, no, 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 it's not supposed to be this way. And it's like, well, obviously it is, because it is, but it's beautiful and it's transformative when we realize and we just face the truths of reality, that people do change, people do pass away, people do walk away. But the fear that we have at the root is what freaks us out. It's we believe that it's my fault. I fall short somehow, and that's why people walk away. But when we realize, with the Wheel of Fortune, it tells us, it's like the tower, everything unfolds for us. And so when we realize if someone walks away, actually they're being removed out of my life for me. They're protecting me from something, they're removing a block from me so I can move forward in something that's more in alignment to what I really want. I think I want this, but it's like, oh, no, 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 no. You don't want just that little sucker. We're going to go into this ice cream shop and have a fresh ice cream sundae with 3 scoops and bananas and cherry with topping and sprinkles. And you're like, but I want the sucker. They're like, get rid of that sucker. There's something so much more that you're just going to love. You can't see it yet because you've only had suckers. You haven't had a banana split yet, right? I don't know why I always talk about sweets. I evidently like sugar. But that's hopefully that helps a little bit, Rhonda. All right. Many blessings to you. Lots of love. Very good. All right. Christy Okana, you are up next for the next free reading. And hello, hello. Can you have a general reading? Absolutely. And your birthday's in 3 days? Yay! Well, happy early birthday, you Aries cuspy person, you. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know right now. Besides happy birthday. All right. So you do have, with the Two of Swords coming in here, I just feel like you're at this wonderful kind of this fork in a road, right? I love these cards. Look at this. You have thoughts that come just that hang out and live on your head. But the Two of Swords is about, I feel, is this fork in the road. And the Knight of Pentacles here has been, things have been slowly going, that there's been this, I just feel like a bland feeling around life a little bit, right? Where it's like, I feel like you're accomplishing, you're doing things, you're, meeting goals, there's movement and stuff in your life, but it feels like almost like you're moving backwards sometimes, right? And even though you're doing a lot of stuff, like if you could write down everything you accomplished just in these 3 months of 2023, you're like, I've done a lot. But you're like, but I don't feel like I've done a lot. And it's because you're ready for this change. You're ready to move more out of your mind and into your heart. And I feel like with the Strength card, this is your human self. That's just like the outside. This is your higher self. Look at this. You're even wearing a little lion ears. But there's this, come here, and your human self is sitting with your higher self going, I just don't feel like I'm doing anything. I just feel like I'm not fulfilling, I'm helping anything. You're almost feeling like you're slipping into existing instead of living. And I like this. I feel like this is your birthday energy coming in, because it is a time of reflection. It is a time we look at things and go, what have I done? And look how old I am. And, I thought I was going to be much, much farther in life, or that things were going to feel different, or that blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I like your higher self in this relationship coming in, because they're going to allow you to connect more to your higher self and see your higher heart more deeply, and really stepping forward and doing what your heart wants. feel like this is a journey you've been on, and I feel like it's been a slow reveal of your high heart going, I don't want to tell you what we're all going to do. It's like a scavenger hunt, and it wants to take you on this little journey to really discover what it is you want. And I feel like they're just going, we're going to get there. I'm just taking you on this long route, the scenic route, because in order for us to get where I want you to go, you need to dump some of this stuff out. And so they're having you, really evaluate some things in your life to let some people go, some things go, some dreams go, which weren't your dreams. There are other people's dreams for you, and just some mindsets go. So they've just been saying, "Here, chunk this," and you're like, "Really?" But and they're like, "Just chunk it," and you're like, "Ugh." It's almost like if you've ever had anyone that like a hoarder, and they're trying to get rid of stuff, and like, "Here, this is an old, um, you know, cardboard box that's deteriorating." Well, I know I have what fits in here somewhere. It's the original box, and they're like, just toss it. And I feel like there's this big cleansing that's going on right now for you, and it's great. I feel like it's refreshing for you, and you're you know becoming less and less stubborn about holding on to things. And that's what I love. If I think I watched one or two, there was a movie, I mean, a reality show called Hoarders. Um, and once they started to feel safe about letting things go, they started chunking stuff like crazy. And they cried when they saw how clean and how safe they still felt, because a lot of times we'll clutter our lives and we won't let things go because it's been with us for so long. It does make us feel safe, but you're going to get on this cleaning kick. It's like spring cleaning is going to kick in, and so I like it for you, Christy. That's what they have for you right now. And a happy early birthday in case you're not on before the season. So that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Are you on Saturday then? Is your birthday, or Friday? So hopefully you'll stop in and say hello. All right. So that is what they have. Many birthday wishes to you. And new love, you are up next. So you haven't heard back from your job application at Stena. So can we see if you will get an interview and get hired? Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know here at that job? So you have the Nine of Swords and the King of Swords. So swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And the Nine of Swords, I mean, this is the nightmare insomnia card. A lot on your mind, a lot going on. And the King of Swords rules over all the swords, of course, and they have the Ace of Swords here. And they're able to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm and cut away these thoughts and these fears. These are small t truths, fears of losing conditional love. And I feel like what they're meaning for you to learn through this process of the waiting, the waiting, the waiting, is to really face what fears you might have. I mean, look at those eyes. Oh my gosh, what if I don't get the job? Or, what if I don't make enough? And all this kind of stuff. It's like this, you're stepping into your power of your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. You're able to see things from a different perspective, which allows you to cut away and step away from the fears. And I feel like if you'll kind of look at it and just really change the vibration from fear and really just face those fears of not getting a job, of not having enough money, these barriers that fear creates for us. When you face that and look at that, then things open up. That which is meant for you will not pass you by, and it just opens it up. Things just kind of get drawn out for us, because if it's an opportunity for us to really face a fear that just keeps looping within us, which I feel with that Nine of Swords, it is something that is continually looping. At some point, somehow, some way, that the 9 is the hermit's journey. So it's having you look into this to free you from it, so it'll stop impacting you, because you get hired and then you're like, okay, what about my performance? Am I going to get that raise? Am I going to, there's always something around it, right? If you get a job, it's around it. Now, how am I performing? Are they going to keep me? Am I going to get a raise? Am I going to get promotion? There's always something around there with the fears of success and how you're using the job and the income to define you, but they are having you look at your fears to set you free, and then boom, things open up. So that's the reason why it's taking, like, it feels like it's being stretched out. um, there's reasons of how they're making it happen in the physical world, but when you're seeing it from the higher perspective with that King of Swords, they're like, this is what's happening. So the more you look into your fears around it, the faster things will spin and things will unfold. So that is what they have for you, new love. So many, many blessings to you. Hang in there. Enjoy the process. All right, very good. So your birthday's on Friday, Christy. All right. So self-love, you are up next. We have new love, and then we have self-love. Self-love, you'd like a general reading. Let's see what Spirit has for you here. All right. Well, I got some royalty here. So you've got the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles coming in here. And so the both of these, I mean, this is about abundance and really stepping into, understanding your worth. And the King of Wands is really connecting to your higher self and seeing your power, seeing how you can guide it. It's a kind of entrepreneur energy coming into. And you have the Ace of Swords. So very powerful combo here, because with the Ace of Swords, you have this gift that's given to you that unlocks your mind. I mean, literally, I like how they have this. Here's the key. Here's the little keyhole. It's like it opens it up. It allows you to see the world completely differently. It allows you to see yourself completely differently as well. Because when you connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm rooted in unconditional love, it allows you to see and cut away thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in fears of losing conditional love, fears about your worth, fears about your abilities, fears about what you can do, where you can go. And it really starts to remove a lot of blocks for you, which you're stepping up into authority, both in your outside world and in the use of your energy. So, big pieces of wisdom that come through with the King of Pentacles is not defining yourself by the outside world, because it's very unstable. So when we do define ourselves by relationships, situations, and things, well, we do definitely feel unstable, because all those things are unstable. As we talk about, people change, people pass away, people walk away. So relationships are unstable. Situations never stay the same. And things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen, all that fun stuff. So we start to get just tired of feeling disappointed in the outside world and unstable, and feeling like we're disappointing ourselves in the world. We're like, I'm tired of this. So we turn inward and upward. So that's where we find these higher truths. That's where we step into our power. We realize how much we get to decide about things in our life, that we're not at the whim of everyone's opinion, or the outside world, but this foundation, the solid foundation, exists within you. And I feel like I feel like the message keeps coming, pointing you inward and upward, inward and upward, inward and upward, which is really, if we had to define, if we had to have a one sentence of souls that are coming into Earth and go, what is Earth about? It's a journey of self-worth, where you come down, forgetting who you are and realizing your royalty. And it's a journey of self-worth. Boom. Everything points you back inward in the outside world. It's a giant amusement park of fear rides, which eventually we grow tired of and we return inward. So that is what the message right now is here for you, self-love. So many, many blessings to you. Enjoy the adventure. All right. So Stella, you'll be the next free reading coming up. I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Crow's Nest. Hello, hello. Hey, Sully. You can donate. You can do the super chat down below. YouTube does take about a third of that. Or you can, the pinned comment or the description box of the video has the Venmo, the Cash App, the Square, and the PayPal. So that is what they have. All right, I think you just made a donation. All right. So Crow's Nest. So how does Matthew feel about you? Next actions. We're glad it's not Brandon anymore. Oh, Brandon. Brandon. I've known some Brandons. All right, so that's Latoya that made the donation. Thank you, Latoya. You'll be up next after Crow's Nest. He's gone. Boom. All right, so let's take a look here and see how Matthew S. feels about you and their next actions. I was going to call him Brandon Jr., but I didn't. I don't want to curse it. All right. Let's see what else here. No, don't do it. All right, let's take a look here. You got 2 2-in-1s. Let's see what we have here. All right. So Matthew, we've got the Page of Cups, so that's good. There's, this new love feel around it. And the Six of Swords, they've got the movement of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. And so I feel like, the emotions almost hit him out of nowhere, which triggered some mental kind of a, it's usually moving from rough waters to calm waters. I feel like it brought a little bit of an emotional storm, and it triggered some old memories, some like their last relationships or things like that, where they're like, oh my gosh, but they're processing. There's movement from choppy waters to calmer waters that's going in there. Oh, yeah, freaked them out a little bit. So King of Pentacles, I feel like this is their earthiness, they're grounded. If they're an earth sign, but they just feel like a very grounded, laid back type of person. And Queen of Wands does feel like your energy, okay, yeah. So that would make sense. So you are a Leo, and so you have the, you're carrying the sun around, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to burn up. So there is the I don't want to say the freaking outness of, it's like they like to be grounded. It's like an introvert being invited to a concert of 1 million people. They're like, no, and it freaks them out at first. So this makes sense, right? They're just sensory overload for them for a moment. But I like that things do balance out here. You got the Two of Pentacles. So there's this balancing coming in the outside world. And the King of Cups, again, another balancing energy, which balances emotion with mind, which is what we talked about, with these two cards too, right? This was the balancing of emotion and mind. It will come here. Cups, King of Cups rules over emotions, but all the kings are given air as well. So that's the mind. And so balancing of heart and mind comes in here. And so things do balance out. And I mean, you even got the Four of Cups, which is all about balanced emotions too. Four of Cups, 4, a very solid number, like 4 huge legs on a huge dining room table. So it's emotional stability comes in. And then they realize you are not normal. We knew that, but in a good way. Because what I mean by that is, the Four of Cups normally has someone leaned up against a tree and there's three cups, and they're just kind of bored with that, right? Yeah. That's why I like you. I can relate. We're odd. But there's this you know, boredom with the other things. Like they realize, and this is where, okay, but I don't like what I had before in my relationships. They were like dull to them, because they didn't bring in the pizzazz that your energy does. So they will come back around. By what I'm feeling from all this is they're just freaking out a little bit, but don't dim your light at all. The sun does not ask for permission to shine or dim themselves for anyone. She shines bright, and if someone can't handle it, they get into the shade. And their eyes are getting accustomed. It's like being in a movie theater watching a movie, and you go outside and it's still bright out, and you're like a vampire seeing the daylight. But his eyes will adjust, his heart and mind are adjusting. And you'll see that. So you'll see that. That will come through. So that's what they have for you, Crow's Nest. Matthew. But so that's what they have right now. So enjoy the journey. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, I get it. You know, um, it just takes some adaptation to our brightness, right? But that's what they have. So many, many blessings. Hang in there. They'll come around. All right. So thank you again so much for your donation. And Latoya, you will be up next. And then I did get your Cash App. Thank you so much, Sully. So you'll be up after that. All right, Latoya. Very good. And so you want to know, is the Taurus the one that you are destined to be with, like your soul partner? Let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit have to say around this Taurus? Don't worry, Crow's Nest. His name's not Matthew. You're like, wait a minute. These Tauruses. What's going on with these Tauruses, right? Let's see here. And those three. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. So we have the King of Cups here, and if anyone has noticed that the King of Cups, that there's like 4 different kings and a different emperor. They all have both male and female in this deck. I really love it. There's just double of them. So here's the King of Cups, the other King of Cups coming out. So not the other one. It's funny, they're both Taurus and they both have the King of Cups. But looking at this here, I don't feel like this particular Taurus is the one that you're supposed to be with, Latoya, because there's this balancing of heart and mind, but there's also this Knight of Swords, which is in the pursuit of higher truths, with this capital, with this Ace of Swords. And I feel like there's some, with the Seven of Swords here, normally I would say that, this is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets. It's the thievery and the deceiver type of card, which normally I would say it's, our own emotions deceive us, our own thoughts and beliefs deceive us and steal things from us and deceive ourselves. But I don't feel that with this because of these other 2 cards that come in. I feel like 3 of Cups, like there's a third party situation that comes to fruition, and boom, it's just they're removed out of your life on purpose, for a purpose. Like, you're learning a lot about yourself through this process. But I feel like there's this, you have this gut instinct that there something's going on, right? And with that Three of Cups, that usually is like there's a third person involved in a relationship, or if you're not in a relationship, there's like another person that they're seeing too, kind of a situation. And I just feel like with all of these unfolding here, you are finding the truth out, and it allows you to. And I don't feel like you have to do anything about it. The Tower shows us that people are moved out of our lives on purpose, for a purpose, to make space and room for us, to have the space for what is meant for us to come in. And I feel this King of Cups is making themselves known right off the bat front, because I feel like you're going to end up with a water sign, a balanced mental and emotional water sign. You're like, no, but just because they're water on the outside doesn't mean that they don't have, we're a soup. That's just the CEO, but there's so much more added to it, right? But I feel like they wanted to start off with that to say that you're going to have, someone who's more aligned, more balanced for you, that comes in, and that this Taurus will be moved out of your life on purpose, so that you can have your path opened up and move forward. But with those cards, I don't feel like they're your soul partner. I feel like they're a stepping stone on your way to your soul partner. So learn what you can from this one, and enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, enjoy the self-reflection that comes up from it. But just know that you have something more in alignment that comes later for you. So that's what they have for you, Latoya. So hang in there. Much love to you. And again, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And Sully, thank you so much for your generous donation. Thank you. And let me see here. If you haven't asked your question yet, just pop it down below. Let me just scroll up to see if I just haven't seen it yet. Okay, there we go. So you want to know, how does Phil truly feel about you and your connection, and what is his next actions towards you? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. So that's how he truly feels. And what about your connection? Okay. And then what are next actions towards you? Okay. You got 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards. A 1 and 2 and 3. So how does he truly feel about you? Well, and I don't mean to, I chuckle because I'm like, well, I don't know if he feels, because he's the King of Swords. Whoa. So very much it feels air signy type of energy, where, it's like we ask, like, let's say like a water sign. How does a water sign feel about me? But we ask an air sign, what do they think about me? Because they're all up in their head. They're thinking. King of Swords rolls over air, but all the kings are given a second portion of air. So like a lot in their head, right? And it's like, okay, well, worried about the heart. Let's let the heart out. And I joke sometimes, because I am a Aquarius air sign. He's a Scorpio when you're a Cancer. Okay. But there is this, energy around him that, it's like he gets into his head. And even though he's a Scorpio, like sun sign, could have a ton of air in his chart. And even like his Venus or his moon could be in air, where it's like, he feels like he puts his emotions in containers, and he stores them in a special refrigerated unit in his heart, that when he's ready to share it, or someone asks him for it, you go, oh, that's right, I do have emotion here. And then You just have to give him back the container, once you take the emotion out. So I feel like you're on his mind like a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. So he's definitely there, for sure. And then as far as your connection here, yeah. So we do have the Ace of Cups. So there is, this loving connection here, right? The Ace of Cups is like new love feel. It's expansive love feeling. And the Nine of Wands does feel like a barrier, though, right? Because the Wands are our drive, our ambition, our passion, our inspiration. And the Nine of Wands, the nines are an inner journey. It's the hermit's journey. So it's like moving inward, understanding the power we hold, and what are we going to do with our energy. We Whenever there feels like there's an energetic block in any way, it has to do with there's some subconscious beliefs down there that our little inner child just activates, and we're like, wait, I want to go through here, and the little child was like, no, I don't feel safe. And I feel like there's this growing, I wouldn't say confidence, but it's like you're feeling more safe and more safe with each other, just because, and it doesn't have the I want to say the pausing, the trying to think of the word, and it's just like right there, but it's not coming, but it's like hesitancy of moving forward doesn't have anything to do with each of you. It has to do with your past, all the way back to childhood. There's like the little inner child goes, I don't know, I feel unsafe and out of control a little bit. So it puts the brakes on and slows things down. And it's like, then it starts to feel safe, and then the barriers drop and you can move forward. And then it comes up. And I kind of feel like that's the type of energy that's been going on, is the heart wants to race and it wants to go, but it keeps on having, like, they're showing me the doggy the doggy fences that you have, like the baby gates, the doggy gates, that it goes like, I want to go, but they keep on hitting the doggy gate, and then it opens up, and then it goes to the next doggy gate. It's like the heart wants to move forward, and this is like both of your hearts want to rush, but there's these gates that keep on stop and go and stop and go and stop and go, which is all right. It happens. Oh, yeah. So that would make sense with the Nine of Wands, because the heart wants to get there, but it just feels like it just can never get there, right? Let's see what next actions are here. So we've got the Justice card here, which is the balancing out of things. And here we have the Ace of Swords that comes up here. Five of Swords is like conflicting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, right? There's some fears around relationship. There's some fears around interactions. And it's going to take the Ace of Swords here to take things to a higher perspective to balance things out. Because when we have fears, we, like you said, when our little child self is unsafe or out of control, it doesn't allow things to go beyond the barriers. So it will take stepping up and seeing things from the higher perspective, seeing things from unconditional love, instead of those fears of losing conditional love, because that's what will help resolve the conflict there. And, really getting in tune. The Queen of Cups represents, she's a lot like the High Priestess. So this would be really like, your energy for sure. Cancer energy, they're very in tune with the moon energy. You great, intuition, gut instinct, connection to spirit. So you definitely pick up on so much, and you of course want to express so much. But I feel like whatever you feel, around this, because I feel like there's all this mental stuff going on here. Again, coming back to the King of Swords, there's a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are going on. That is what's keeping things from moving forward. And it's almost like you do have to dive deep into your spiritual, um, just your spiritual connection, and go with your gut, go with your instinct, because this unconditional love is what you connect with. But I just feel like if they don't get past the fears that they have, it's not going to go anywhere, right? And so I feel the Queen of Cups just keeps on saying, go with your gut, follow your gut. Your gut is never wrong. And I think you know that. It's like what your instinct is telling you is right, and whatever you're wanting to do and what you're wanting to head to, you know, is that here. Because you have the Temperance, so it's that slow progress coming in again to, tempering. They normally have like 2 cups, and it goes back and forth. And each time it goes to a cup, it transforms more from a base metal towards gold. But it's like the patience that it takes for it to happen. Is it worth it, right? And you are the one that gets to determine that. You're like, do I want to hold on that long? Do I want to activate it? So I almost feel like if you want this to work out and you want it to move forward, it's going to take you really almost like going in with your heart and dragging them out of their mind and back into their heart. Because I feel like once their heart is activated again, that things just flood, and then all doggy gates open at the same time, and you're able to, reach each other. But I just feel like they're so lost in their mind that it's going to take a super heart person, which is kind of, I feel like this represents the two of you here. Like, because the king, like I said, the King of Swords has double air, so it's way in their mind. And then the Queen of Cups rules over water, and all queens are given a second portion of water, which means very, very in the heart. And so I feel like there's such a huge gap that it's going to take something to drag them, activate the heart. Because, I mean, they are a Scorpio. They have the capacity to really have a lot of emotion if it's activated right. But I feel like they're trapped in their head. So that's what they have right now for you, Sully. Hopefully that helps there. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah. That's follow your heart. Yeah. It's like, okay, and I don't know if they're into anyone. I just feel like they're so stuck in their head. But yeah, definitely follow that gut, Sully. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. You need the love. You need the emotional flow, or yeah, you just feel like a fish out of water. Definitely. Alrighty. And I think that was everyone for right now for the donation. So thank you guys so much. And we'll go back and return to going down the list for the free readings. Let me just take a quick sip here. And we are at the top of the first hour, so I usually just like to throw in a quick public service announcement for everyone that's come in. Just first of all, thank you so much for all the thumbs up you've given the video so far. It does help spread the Zen love to the world, so thank you for being part of the love tsunami that we send out to the world together here. For the free readings, I do go down in order, first come, first serve. So all you have to do is put your question out there, or if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just put you want a general reading. Spirit knows what you want, so we do that. I'm usually on for 2 hours, so I'm at the top of the first hour, so I'll still be on for about another hour. And if anyone makes a donation, though, I do prioritize those, as you had just noticed. So I step outside of the free readings, I complete those, I go deeper into those to honor that energy exchange, and then I return back to the free readings and continue going down the list. So that's how that works. And if I don't get to all the free readings, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It really depends on the evening. And So um, as I go down and get closer to the end of the second hour, I'll um, let you know some other alternatives as well. All right, so Stella, you are up. The universe's guidance for you for the upcoming month. All right. Wow. You got the Empress and the Emperor. So, like this, you have the Empress came out first, which is new birth, new things coming, creativity, flow, freedom. And I really like that for you. It could be new love coming in as well. The Emperor, we've got the divine masculine and divine feminine here, divine counterparts, which could, of course, also reinforce a love partnership, a meeting of individuals coming in. But it also represents your energy. And the Emperor is a new beginning and a new start. It's Aries energy, which we are entering Aries right now. And so there is this new start, but it's you stepping in and taking control, where the Emperor, has their throne room surrounded by a lot of advisors and people with a lot of opinions telling them how they should rule their kingdom. But I feel like this upcoming month for you is where you're like, you know what? I rule over my kingdom. And so now all the advisors, everyone can leave the throne room now. Thank you for the information, but now I'm going to make the decision for me. So I like this sense of a new beginning, this newness coming in here for you in April. And it's like a new birthing, new things unfolding, refreshing too. I like the Empress because she's like Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, really caring for yourself and being free, not allowing so many people to restrict you on your decisions. We're given a lot growing up about the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be, and blah, blah, blah. So it's getting that out of your head, and anyone that's currently in your life that's trying to blah, blah, blah. And just, we don't have to be mean about it and scream no in their face and get out of my face. We can just thank you. Thank you for that information and make the decision you want. So I feel this freedom coming in here for next month for you, Stella. So I like that. Some newness definitely coming your way. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And we have Dollface Diva. All right. So what can you expect in the month of April? All right. Let's take a look here. And April readings for all zodiac signs also will be out on Saturday. So if you haven't selected your notification settings for if you subscribe to my channel, make sure all is selected so you'll be notified of that as well. But you have this balancing type of energy coming in around thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. The King of Swords is taking you into these higher places of thought and belief. And I feel like with the Two of Swords, you're having some important decisions to make in the month of April. And the Two of Swords is like this, the King of Swords realizes when they make decisions strictly from their mind and their thoughts and their beliefs and all that, the heart, the heart kind of feels left out. So the Two of Swords can be, in the decisions that you have coming up in April, try to have it be balanced, heart and mind. Allow the heart to have a seat at the table, like your high heart. What is it you truly want out of life? Who do you want to be? Let that be the guide for you so that you make the decisions that don't just check off boxes in your life and the supposed to's and the should, and well, this will make everyone else happy, but your heart's going to be pouting, going, but I didn't get to do what I want to do and I'm not happy. It's like bringing them both in and allowing both the mind and the heart not to battle like it has to win, but they come up with a compromise on something that makes your heart sing and then also makes your mind at ease too. There will be decisions coming up in April, and that's what Spirit is nudging for you is just trust that your heart will has some great things to say in the decision-making process too. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you there, Dollface Diva. And up next we have Rishi Lahori. You would like a general reading, please? Let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit wants you to know right now? So you have the Page of Pentacles, which means new opportunities opening up in the outside world. And with the Queen of Cups, it's really trusting your intuition, your gut, and your connection to Spirit when these new opportunities open up. You'll know which one. Don't trust your mind, trust your gut, because the mind doesn't see some things here with these new opportunities that come in. If you're like, it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Trust that gut. If you're like, this company is offering me this job and they said they're going to pay me this much and do this and this, trust your gut, do the research, look at stuff and go, oh, I see all these people are saying about that company. And then you're like, but I really like this company, even though maybe they pay not as much as that, but I just feel really drawn to it. Follow your heart. Whatever this new opportunities are that are opening up for you, trust your heart, because it won't steer you wrong. Not the fearful heart, that's going, ah! The high heart, right? The intuition, you know which one I'm talking about. So that is what they have for you, Rishi. I like it. So many blessings to you. And up next, we have LA. So who's going to reach out to you first in April with positive settlement news? So we'll pull 3 quick cards here. Okay, the first one is Arish. The second one is Michael. And the third one is Jason. All right. So let's see which one is the most positive out of these 2. All right. Well, you have, so Arish was the 2 of Cups, which still kind of feels like almost split. It didn't feel like, obviously Michael, the second one, Wheel of Fortune, is the one that stands out. Jason, 10 of Wands, it just feels like there's such a lot of energy still being put into that settlement. But I feel like Michael, with the Wheel of Fortune, is going to be the answer there. And then I feel like the 2 of Cups with Arish, they'll be second, because I feel like it comes to an equal agreement. And Jason, I still feel like there's a lot of energy being invested in there. I'm not sure, but that one feels like it's just taking so much energy. But that's what they have for you, LA. So many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list here. And Butterfly, hey. So will your last date contact you? Let's see here. You had a fight and you blocked each other. I like that. Palm face. Oh, but you unblocked him recently. Well, you got the King of Wands coming in here, which is about taking action, stepping forward. I don't feel like they're going to contact you. I feel like with this, that's you manning your own energy, what you're wanting to do, what you're wanting to initiate. So I feel like they will not contact you. But if you might check and see if they've unblocked you. And if they have, then you might just reach out to them. If you want to say, you know what, if you want to do the white flag and reach forward for peace talks, you can do that. But I feel like it would have to be you that that initiates things. I think they won't. So that's what they have, Butterfly. So many blessings to you. All right. May you take them to a WWA match, the wrestling. All right, but hang in there. All right. Hey, lovely. Good to see you, Omnipotent Zen. Thankfully, I am only the listener and they are the omnipotent ones. You're so funny. So you'd like a general reading for the next 30 days. Focus on amore, please. All right. So what does Spirit want you to know about amore over the next 30 days. All right. All right. So don't let this I have two more cards. These came out together. So I feel like over these next 30 days, you're stepping in with your what's the all powerful, omnipowerful energy, and you're really looking at your past disappointments, those things that really pierced your heart, regarding the disappointments in relationships of the past, regarding love of the past, because there was some things that may not have worked out, as we expected them to, which, that's what love, you know, there's usually not a perfect love relationship because people all come from different walks of life and different upbringings and everything. So there's some things that don't quite work out. And so I love this energy though of that you're just really looking into those and any fears that around love or any past pain that comes up, you're able to look at it and transform it, which I really, really like because there is this great opportunity here for love to come in with the Ace of Cups. The Seven of Cups, it's like wishing upon a star here. Normally, this would be like emotional confusion, but I feel more this is like you're really figuring out with, kind of what you don't want. You learn that, right? It's like, yeah, I know what I want, so we're dropping that, and you're focusing in on what it is that you do want, and you're figuring out what is the wish upon a star that you're wanting, and it starts this love flow that does come, towards you in your life. So I like the Queen of Wands, and here's the Ace of Wands that she's using. The Wands energy is about whatever we focus on is what grows and expands as well. And so when we're looking at this beautiful, powerful Queens of Wands energy, she's able to uh, look at what she does want, focus on gratitude for what is, and focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. That expands, that raises the love vibration, which draws in something more in alignment with what your higher heart wants, right? Because when we have fears, when we have, as we're growing up, right, um, our vibration is naturally lower because we're learning about life, and we have that fight or flight mode that's instilled in every human being, that when it feels uncomfortable, whoop, whoop, alarms go off, right? And we're taught to be aware of our fears. What we fear will leave our life, or what will come into our life. But when we do that, if we fear something will leave our life, our energy can actually help repel them out of our life. If we're wanting to draw something in, or like we fear drawing something into our life, we'll actually and we'll draw it towards us instead. That's what I love about this Queens of One energy, is that you're just really focusing on the stars and like, I want this, and I'm not going to focus on that I'm missing anything, because then missingness grows. I'm not focusing on what I don't like in my life, because that just grows and feeds that. It's this beautiful, beautiful focus of energy on what you do want to bring in and what you're grateful for, and that draws in that star there. So I feel like the next 30 days is this energy ramp up that just is raising your self-love, and the vibration of the love vibration of your heart. It's just bringing it higher and higher and brighter, which then of course draws in, because your bright heart is the star in someone's sky, and someone else's bright heart is the star in your sky. That's what's drawing you guys together. So I like that for you, lovely, lovely. Could you meet someone in the 30 days? Absolutely. It depends on how much of that focus you're putting on raising that love vibration. Definitely, I feel like it could bring it in the next 30 days. So I like it. That's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. Good to see you. And Esther E, let's say thank you. You're welcome, LA. Thanks, butterfly. Hey, howdy, lovely, lovely. Okay, so Esther, what you meant to ask is is your soulmate a Scorpio with the beginning of a letter J? Okay, let's take a look here. Are they a Scorpio with a name beginning with the letter J? What does Spirit want you to know? With the Six of Swords, it's a I don't feel it is. Six of Swords is a movement of like moving from one way of thinking to another way of thinking. It's usually like a boat, and they're moving from rough waters to calmer waters. So I feel like it's a movement of expectation around that. So I would say that that would be a no with the energy that I'm picking up from that card regarding that specific question. So I know. All right, back to the drawing board. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Lord, good Lord. Gonna go stand on the steps to help raise my love vibration. All right. That's funny. At the top of the stairs. Let's go. I'm gonna take an elevator. You're funny. All right. Spiritual gifts, Diva. You are up next. So anything from Rishikesh. Let's take a look here. See what. All right. All right. So we've got the Knight of Wands here, and this is the Knight of Fire, right? They're the ones that it's the fastest moving horse, but they're also on this quest to really step into their power and to almost feel like they're moving from one portal to another. It's like their energy, their spiritual energy. There's just this movement of a lot of energy that's going on here. The Five of Swords represents like conflict of mind, conflict of mind sets and beliefs. And I don't know if this doesn't feel like it's like you having mental or belief disagreements with them. I feel like this is what's conflicting within their own mind. I keep on feeling like when we bring up the Rishikesh that there's this pursuit of spiritual energy, right? And I feel like that Five of Swords is they have this mindset that they can't have both. Like I can't have my higher spiritual connection that I'm pursuing while also having a physical, relationship with a human. I feel like they're like it has to be all one or all the other. You can't balance it. And I feel like that's what's conflicting in their head is that on one side, their human ego is saying it can't be, it has to be all or nothing. But as they're connecting to the spirit world is like, yeah, you came down here to experience that. You can. They're like, but I've heard that, but then you're saying that, and they're just kind of going back and forth in their head because they are on this spiritual type of, movement upward, but they're just challenged in their brain about they're conflicted, in their head about their ability to have that relationship, a physical, human, emotional relationship, and they, because I feel like they've been, reading books and different things like that in order to become like a yogi or, to be a high spiritual master teacher, you can't have human relationship, it's I feel like they're going back and forth, but whoever said that? And that's what they're kind of like, wait a minute, because their higher self is saying, no, you can. They're like, well, wait a minute, but I heard differently. So that's where all this stuff is going on. I feel like they're just spinning around in their mind around all of that. So hopefully that helps explain what's going on with them. But that's what they have right now for you, spiritual gifts, Diva. Many blessings to you. All right. And Rose, you are up next. So, Rose, you'd like a general reading? So let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. All right. Well, have this invitation to connect to your higher self. You have the King of Wands, and Wands is, among other things, it's our spiritual energy, and it's the highest spiritual energy that you can experience, which is connection to your higher self, which connects you to the whole spirit world. Well, the Strength card is your human self here, connecting with your higher self here. So definitely there's this invitation to spend some time connecting and expanding, getting to know who your higher self is, and um, just the beautiful bond that you can have together, walking together hand in hand, or like in that case, hand in paw. If you want any kind of guidance from that, I do have a free YouTube series that came out last year. It's U times two. If you go to my playlists, like if you just click on my name, it'll take you to my main page. And the playlist, the first one at the very top, the first one you see is that video series. And it's like, I think there's 40 total videos ranging from anywhere like 10 to 20 minutes. I don't think I got any longer than that, but they just tell you about the journey, getting to know the two of you that are living this human experience, this human character that we play here, and that actor behind the character, which is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love, and the bond and the difference and between them. So that's what they have for you right now, Rose. So many blessings to you. Enjoy the date night with your higher self. All right. So many blessings to you there. And Ms. Dra, you are up next. Let's take another quick sip here. And you'd like to know just any 3 blessings in the month of April. So let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. In no particular order. Okay, well, I think that's all going to be dealing with the same thing, because we got 3 cards, but they're all basically telling you that in the month of April, you're going to be doing a lot of beautiful balancing of your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. You have the Queen of Swords, which she rolls, of course, over the air. She has a ton of water too, which allows her to connect to the spiritual side, but it's balancing of heart and mind. She has the Ace of Swords, though, which is actually in Justice's hands here too, which allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm and balance out the scales here of your thoughts and your beliefs. Because we start off having our the scales out of balance because we have so many thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love. All these popular opinions that are just poured into our brain from when we're very young, continually through the rest of our life, right? About the supposed to and the should and the need to and the have to and the musts of everything. We have these fears of these things don't happen, I'm unlovable, unacceptable, I'm rejectable, worthless, all those lovely experiences that we have. But when the Queen of Swords pops in, and with this Justice card too, with the Ace of Swords, we're able to connect to those higher truths rooted in unconditional love, which allows us to cut away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, that those fears that no longer serve us. So the balancing of the scale, because we're chopping off stuff here and we're learning more knowledge of the unconditional love, and it's balancing things out. And that's exactly what the Devil card does. It's Saturn energy, Capricorn, that rules over Capricorn, which shows us the webs for which we are trapped in here. I love the pictures of this deck, but it just shows us the web we have weaved ourselves with all our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets that have made us feel constricted and small, all those fears. And what Saturn does is it takes all the beliefs that we were given And it goes, all right, you think you believe all that? Let's go. It just shakes and rattles your world, for you to see, oh, I'm in a cage. I didn't even realize I was in a cage, or in this case, I didn't realize I was even sitting on a web, but now I see it. I'm going to start cutting away these thoughts and these beliefs that no longer serve. I see now why they were in place, because when I was punished when I was young, I didn't want to be punished again. So I created a bunch of rules, a big web to keep me from having that again. And then I had praise. Oh, I loved that. And I wanted more of that. So I created webs to capture more praise. And it's like, well, I'm not who I was as a child anymore. I don't need all these webs anymore. And so I'm getting rid of the webs. And that's like what your April is about. And it's a blessing. I feel like it is a triple blessing, because of the amount of clearing away and the freedom that comes on the other side when you're doing that. And it can be about relationships, it can be about education and job and body and where you live and how much money you have and your possessions. I mean, it can be, because we have so many rules over so many things, it could be so many freedoms that come in different areas of your life. So I like this for you, Ms. Dra. So many blessings to you for April. All right. And Maju, you are up next. You'd like a spirit message. Let's see, good look here. What does spirit want you to know right now? All right. Well, you've got the Hermit card coming in here. So there is this time of looking, inward. Uh, and it doesn't mean that you have to be a complete hermit, but they are inviting you to step inward so that you can be guided by spirit and your higher self on your path, understanding what it is that you're, really wanting. Because you have the Five of Wands, which normally you see here, like there's this game, it's a energy of competitiveness, of conflict, but it ends up transforming to where you see that it's, the reason why the conflict and the fearful energy was there in the beginning was, to help you to understand more about yourself, and it helps you transform it, into something that's more loving. And I feel like whatever this conflict is, it kind of pushes you inward, where you're just like, ugh, I just need some time alone. And in that, you reflect on the situation and you realize, the game that is afoot. Usually it's, like, five people fighting with these big long wands. And I always picture it as this kung fu movie that I used to see Saturday mornings, during kung fu theater. I remember when I was a young lad, and it would start off and they're fighting and it's battling, and you're just like, oh my gosh, they're trying to kill one another. And finally, four people are exhausted on the ground, and one's left barely standing, leaning on their staff. And you're like, oh, is he going to do next? He's going to finish them off, or what's happening? And then they all start laughing. They all help each other up. They all walk down the path to a Buddhist monastery where they have a meal together in the Buddhist monastery meal hall. And you realize these were all Buddhist monks and nuns that were just fighting one another to help improve each other's skills out of love for one another, not out of hatred. So the transformational energies that happen for you with this stepping into the hermit's journey, just helps transform some of that energy. So whatever that little conflict that's going on, you'll see different, a higher viewpoint of it. All right, Manju, that's what they have for you. We'll continue moving down the list. And we are to Daisy. So Daisy, does spirit think that counseling and psychology is the right career path to go in? You went away spirit's opinions with yours. You're so funny. So we'll just ask, is it for your highest experience to go into counseling and psychology, for your career? Yeah, the Three of Cups is joy, celebration. This is your spiritual posse, and they're watching you on your path. The Knight of Pentacles is the pursuit of, all knights have a quest, right? And this knight quests after the Ace of Pentacles, which is their self-worth in relationship to the outside world. And I really feel like, this is a path it takes time to unfold, and that's what you've been going on, this path that's been slowly unfolding. But I really feel like they're supporting this journey that you're on, because they're watching you, and they've got your back. So I do feel like they are in support of it, because you will help people transform how they look at themselves in relationship to the outside world. It's such a huge, that's the whole journey of this, is a journey of self-worth, going from feeling small to remembering who we really are and seeing ourselves from a different point of view. So yeah, I feel like they're all thumbs up, 3 thumbs up from all those 3 spirit people on that 3 of Cups. So that is what they have for you, Daisy. So keep going. It is, I feel like it is, brings great joy to the spirit world, because of the people that you're going to touch. So I like it. All right, Star Girl, you are up next. Messages from the Pisces. Let's see what we have here. And that one there too. Let's see, you've got the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So, the messages coming in here, I just feel like, one side, maybe because you're Star Girl, maybe you are the fiery, energetic, wow, boom, 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 boom. But they're the King of Pentacles, which I wouldn't think of, I have a lot of Pisces energy. We can be grounded sometimes. Not usually, though. But I feel like there's this grounding that they're seeking. But I feel like this fiery energy that comes in with, the two of you, when the two of you interact, I just feel like there's a lot of, and they're wanting just some balance. They're wanting some grounding energy. And, I just feel like, and I just feel like this doesn't have anything to do with you. Like you can't influence this side. I feel like whatever sparks when you guys are together, it's because of what's inside of them, right? Which is how it is. My emotions spark and I trigger because of what's inside of me, not anything you're doing. It's like you can't walk around on eggshells and go, I'm going to try not to move. You're not moving. That's scaring me. Another trigger. Like you can't walk around like that, right? And I just feel like whatever is sparking in them, they're trying to find a balance and a grounding. But I just feel like they're struggling with this, and feeling that, and they have so much that just takes them into heightened emotions where they feel out of control, and they're trying to find peace in their life, and I don't feel like they're being very successful at finding it right now. So that's what's going on. If you're wondering why, what can I do? You can only send them love, and then they have to figure it out. You can't hold their hand. You can't be their crutch. You can't be any of that, because it's all happening inside of them. It's emotional, and that's what they have. They're like, you can't do anything about it. All you can do is give them love, 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 and that's it. So hopefully that helps, Star Girl. I know, right? I don't know. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right. So Felicia Fang, you are up next. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you for doing that. And I'm glad you enjoy the readings. And the flying horse, that fiery horse, right? In the sky. So you'd like to ask, how is your next job for you? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants to give you here. right. I love these cards. Look at her. I think she's playing a heart guitar. But I like the Four of Wands here because the Four of Wands represents joy, celebration, and very stable energy. So I do like that. It's very fulfilling. It's very, like I said, it's like a party is what it feels like. So I like that, right? It's like, hey, I feel like every day I go to work, it's like a party. Well, that's what you want in a job, right? In a job. And then you have the Knight of Cups here too. The Knight of Cups, it's the pursuit of love. It's the pursuit of emotion. All knights go on a quest, and this is on a quest for the Holy Grail. And what I really like about this is I feel like you find yourself. You really find who you are in this job. It just allows you to reflect and allows you to see that you're so much more than you thought you were. I want to say that you thought you were. I feel like you're realizing you can express yourself so much more than you ever thought you would be able to, because I feel like you haven't always had a lot of support um, and praise around your accomplishments and things like that. And I feel like as you step into this new job, it just is almost like you're celebrated because of what you're able to do, and it just skyrockets you into doing more because you're like, wow, that wasn't anything. Wait till you guys see this, and they're like, oh my gosh, and you're just like, wow, this is what it feels like to be appreciated. And so it excites you. It makes you want to um, do more. Just balance, right? Don't burn yourself out. But I just feel like you're just allowing yourself to really express your talents and who you are, and it is celebrated. So I like that for you, Felicia. It's about time, right? A heart guitar. That's right. Fine, Leech, reading. You're so funny. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Very positive, very positive. Yeah, yeah. Joy, celebration, abundance. It definitely, all that goes together with all of that because it just feels very bright and very fulfilling and overflowing. I feel like with that Knight of Cups, it's like you're a chalice and you're just filling up and it's just overflowing and you're just loving it. And when you love what you do, it just it just shows in your work. It shows in what you do every day. And it's just like celebrated. It feels like abundance as well. So I like it for you, Felicia. So enjoy that for sure. All right. Many blessings to you. All right, Mira, you'll be my next free reading. All right. Olivia, thank you for your donation. So you'll be up next. And will your Pisces return your call? He's feeling depressed. Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. You are very welcome, Felicia. Yeah, I see his struggle right here. And no, he's not going to end his life. I just want to make sure that death card is about a rebirth here. They have this, you know, definitely this represents the Five of Wands is their energy level. There's this conflict that's going on, this fearful type of energy that's going on. And, he's just in need of a rebirth. He's in need of a reboot with all of this. But it's happens on purpose for a purpose here, and I definitely see this is the love that you have. This support, like you're talking about, that you're able to lift each other up. You're normally able just to flood in and do that, right? But It's happening right now because here's the Ace of Swords. They're unlocking their mind, and the Eight of Swords, this is happening so they can realize the cage that they've had themselves in. What if their own thoughts, their own beliefs, their own mindsets that make them feel trapped, restricted, and blinded? And so they're being given this opportunity and this ability to open up their minds so that they can see things in a completely different way. So I don't feel like, well, the Ace of Swords, swords is also communication. I feel like they will return your call, but I feel like it might be like tomorrow. Um, just continue to send love. The only thing that you can do, I love this like, this picture here. I'm just going to try to have it where it's clear. There we go. So whenever we have someone we care about that's going through something, you know how our hearts just like ache when we feel like there's not something we can do for them in the outside world. Normally, when because we are loving beings, it's who we are. This human character is just a character, but behind us is this amazing, powerful spiritual being made of unconditional love. And when it sees someone in pain or suffering in some way, we get activated to want to help. And if we can do something in the human physical world, usually that love flows out when we're able to do an action. That love flows through the action. But when we're not able to do it, it feels like, if you've ever had like a garden hose on your house and you've have the spigot opened up to where the water pressure is flowing in, but the nozzle on the end is turned off, and the hose starts getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. That's what our heart feels like, because that love energy wants to flow out somewhere, but we're not able to do anything. And so it's like, I need to do something. Well, that's what we can do. We just do it in like a meditation or a spiritual thing where here's our heart. And in this case, look at all, it just sends all these beautiful butterflies out to them to surround them. And even though sometimes we're like, that grumpy old blah, blah, blah won't take this love. And it's like the human character may not, but the higher self behind the human character will always be like, just send it, I will use it. So you can send it out like a big flood of butterflies out to them, or a stream of energy or bubble of energy or whatever, and just send love. And then anytime you feel that heart hardening, because the pressure is building, because you're like, I care for them and I want to send them love. I want to do something for them. Just send that unconditional love energy for them, and it will help. And I feel like that's why that Ace of Cups came out for you there. So that's what they have here for you, Olivia. Just know that it's happening on purpose for them to help them uncage themselves, and the realization. And so just keep sending them love, and they will. Like I said, I feel like I felt Thursday is when they'll be contacting you back as well. So that's what they have for you, Olivia. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. Perfect. When someone's in that much, they're in fear. The depression is rooted in fear. And when our human feels unsafe or out of control and it goes into fight or flight fear mode, it doesn't care about anything else or anyone else. They only can see their own pain, their own them. Once they start coming back in out of their cat mind, which is hissing, and a cat hisses and attacks and then, or runs away, and so it's like they're a cat that's hidden away underneath the bed. All they care about is their safety and feeling safe, and so they don't even think about anyone else till they're come out of their fear. And then your friend is back. Right now, when they go into depression, they're gone out of their mind, out of their human mind. They're not in their intelligent, compassionate, loving side. They're a little hissing cat or a little 2-year-old that just cares about, I want what I want, and they kick you in the shins, right? They don't care about anyone else. that's the mentality that we all revert into, and that's where they're at right now. Very good. You are very welcome, and we'll all send love their way as well. So hang in there, Olivia. Many blessings to you. All right. So we are back to the free readings. We have Mira. You are up next. So who is coming in? Let's take a look here. See who's headed your way here. Well, it looks like there's a reboot here coming because we have the Nine of Pentacles, which the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight out of them all, and it's kind of like, yeah, things are kind of going slow, and there's a pause happening right now. So it's like what they're wanting you to look at is the Ten of Wands, which is, it feels, see how they're like bent over, it almost feels burdensome. It's like the amount of energy that you've been investing towards love almost feels like it's heavy, like it's a burden. But it's great that it's the 10, because the 10 of Wands is an ending and a new beginning with your energy around love and where you're investing it. And it's like, if you've been investing in all this different stuff, they're like, pluck all these flowers out and get it down to one. Get it down to one thing at a time. And then it doesn't feel like a burden. You're able to pick up the flower and smell it. And, so whatever energy you're investing towards love is, try to get away from all this activity around love and just focus in on one thing about love at a time, instead of feeling like this burden and this overwhelmingness that's coming in. So I like that for you. It is like this, taking a deep breath. What have you been investing energy? It's like you've been investing energy in a black hole that it just goes nowhere. And it's like, where have, all this urgency, let it all go and focus in on one important thing with love. And let that just be your one focus, instead of feeling this overwhelmingness of energy. So that's what Spirit's message is for you right now, Mira. So that is their answer for like, who's coming in. They're like, no one, we have you on pause. We want you to recalibrate your energy. It's for your best. And it would be less exhausting for you. So much love to you, Mira. All right, light worker, hello, you are up next. Good evening. So will Merrick and you make a good couple? Let's take a look here. So I feel here with the Seven of Pentacles, once the fruit really starts to grow, that it's not like you thought it would be. Whoa. And so the Three of Cups here, when I'm looking into love and when I'm feeling this energy of, you waited for the fruit to grow and the fruit starts to grow and you're like, there's like a third person involved in this situation here. And I feel like you're red, like you just don't feel it, and I feel like you end up moving on to somewhere else. So I'm not sure if there's like a third person. I don't necessarily feel like it's like an affair or like they're cheating on, it's not like that type of triangle, but I feel like there's a presence of someone. I almost want to feel, I don't want to say it's like their mother, but I feel like it's like that. That's what I'm seeing in my head, which doesn't necessarily mean that this is what it is, but I feel like there's this presence in their life where they're just showing me like a movie where, they're on a date and their older mother's in the back seat. Like their mom goes with them everywhere. They're always, it's like they have to share, and they're like, they pay more attention to that person than they do who they're dating, and so I feel like you're like, I thought it would end up being something really cool, but there's just something that doesn't feel right. Where when the fruit starts to grow in the relationship, that you're just like, nah, not for me. So that's what's coming in. So hopefully that makes sense, light worker. But that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Hey, Alpedia, good to see you. A Blue, you are up next. So how will Friday go for you? Let's take a look here and see what they have here. What does Spirit want you to know around Friday? Wow, so you got the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands. A lot of fire, a lot of passion that happens there, a lot of energy, a lot of communication coming in. And the Nine of Wands, I just feel like there's a lot of ambition, there's a lot of communication, there's a lot of energetic movement. But the Nine of Wands is like a barrier. Um, it's like all this flooding of water that comes and it hits a dam and it just starts, the energy is going to, but there's a barrier that's keeping it back from moving at a certain point. So there's a lot of movement up to one point, but then the Nine of Wands does have you look inward. The nine is the number of the hermit, which is about inner reflection and understanding what within you is holding yourself back from moving forward. I almost feel like whatever happens on Friday, it goes so much farther and faster than you thought, and it kind of just like whoa, 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 okay, hey, okay, wait a minute, let's get a handle on this. Whatever this is that's coming in, because it's almost like you feel like you need to take a step back for a moment to really feel comfortable with opening the floodgates and letting something go forward further, if that makes sense. So that's what I feel coming through, Blue. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. So we have Heather. Wait, there I am. Heather Lawson. So you would like to know about love and money the rest of the year. That's all, huh? Just for the rest of the year. Well, and okay, these two. All right. So I feel here, I just put this card back in and it came flying right back out, but it came out with the King of Wands, which is good. Because what this shows me here is that you're on this journey this year around both love and money, around these beliefs that, the Nine of Wands usually shows like 9 wands that are creating a wall, a barrier, keeping you from moving forward. And you're really realizing it this year. And here, with this King of Wands, they have the Ace of Wands here, which is actually one of the wands that's in the barrier. And you're realizing your power, how much that it's you that's holding things back. It's you that's keeping things from coming in with love and money. And you're discovering that, which is great because you are really grasping your magic. I mean, I love see if I can get it here. There it goes. So see all the magic that's coming out of the wand there. And that's because you're realizing whatever you focus on is what grows and expands in your life. So when we focus on what's missing in our life, more missingness comes in and it grows there. If we focus on what's in our life that we don't want, we feed it and it just gets bigger and bigger. Basically, if we fear something's going to leave our life, our energy, when we focus on it, will repel things out of our life. When we fear we're going to draw something into our life or something's going to come in, we actually and zip and bring it in. But this King of Wands shows that you're transforming that energy and you're transforming your focus on what you're grateful for in your life. That grows and expands. You focus on what you do want to draw into your life, then that comes in. When you focus on what unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, all that stuff grows and expands. It raises your vibration and it draws new things to you. instead of drawing in what you've always drawn in before. So this is a year of things changing. I do feel like by the end of the year, you do have new love with the Ace of Cups that comes in. So you definitely have this opening, you have this awareness that comes in going, okay, I'm the one that's limiting things coming in by what I'm focusing on. And so I'm going to change what I'm focusing on, whether that's doing a gratitude journal or setting an alarm on your phone where, every waking hour, it reminds you to be grateful. So you come back and bring your energy back over here. And as we get sucked back into our habit that we're all taught to focus on all this, oh, that's right, reminder. And then you realize that the amount of time that you're drifting back over becomes smaller and smaller. So I like that for you, Heather. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings for you. We'll continue moving down the list. You're welcome, Blue. All right. Hey, Morgan the Void. Hey. So what's the best thing that you can do for your own happiness right now? All right. You are very welcome. Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Balance. Balance in your outside world is happiness. And the King of Wands. So kind of what I was just talking about here with Heather too. The King of Wands. This is the other King of Wands that comes in, which allows you to, march to the beat of your own drum, but you're the one that's beating the drum. So you're the one that controls the beat of what things come in. So the best thing that you can do for your own happiness is focus on what makes you happy, right? When we focus on what we fear, that grows. When we focus on what makes us happy, then that grows. And sometimes we can just choose to be happy for no reason at all, and no one can take it away from us. But when we focus on gratitude, more things to be grateful for come in. When we choose to be happy about what is happening, more happiness comes into our life, right? It grows and it expands. We hold so much power, but that we're so out of balance in the beginning because we're all taught to focus in on so much of the fearful things of be afraid of what's going to leave your life and be afraid of what's going to come in. And then we're like, oh, but we're bringing it all in and sending it all away, So I love this power that's coming in around our energy flow because we get to choose every moment what we focus our energy on. Is it going to be a fear of losing a conditional love or of unconditional love? Are we going to choose to feel an emotion of fear or unconditional love? Or are we going to put a story to what's happening of fear or unconditional love? So the best thing that we can do is really, what are my moment to moment choices? Not judging ourselves, just realizing that neither's right, neither's wrong. They just bring in different emotions, different experiences. And once I realize, oh, that's right, I'm focusing on my fears and that's growing, let me just look back over here, be gentle with ourselves. Just nudge ourselves to look back over here at the positive, not go. So I like that. So that's what they have for you right now. Morg in the Void. Enjoy. Many blessings to you. All right. So continue moving down here. And we are to Chanchol. You want to know the current situation of Pankaj. I'm probably murdering that. Just what does he feel for you? Let's take a look here. Well. So we got the Lovers card coming in here. And Chariot. Both of these are choice cards, though, too. I feel like there is some love emotion, obviously, there with the Lovers card popping out. But there's this choice that's being done, like I was just talking about with Morgan the Void. Every moment, the choice card tells us every moment we get to choose what emotion we feel and what story we put to a situation where we're investing our energy. And I feel like what's going on with them right now is they're trying to decide how they feel, what they want to do, what story they want to put forward with it. And I feel like with all the choice, that's just flowing out of these two cards that you got. I feel like they are trying to figure out what they feel, what they think, what they want to do with it all. I feel like they're just at this crossroads and they're like, I have to go this way or this way. I can't move forward the way that things have been going. I either have to go this way or this way. There's no, I have to make a choice. And so they're standing there going, how do I make a choice? What am I do? I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. And so I feel like they're just in this confused state right now, Chancho. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings to you. Hang in there. Hey, Petra. All right, Mars. You want to know what was he thinking when he saw me? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. What was he thinking when he saw you walking down the street saying whatever that is? That old song, right? Two major arcana here. Well, the Hanged Man is seeing things from a higher perspective. The Moon, too. I just feel this energy. I don't know if did you ask this before? I think someone did. I felt this same type of energy, though. It's like they're just in this weird place, this pause, seeing things from a higher perspective, but not acting. And they, it's like there's this unknown, this mystery, this hiddenness. And so they were just like deep emotions and almost subconscious things that they didn't realize. Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? But also feeling like there's so much more to you than what they were seeing, and they're trying to see things from a different perspective because they just feel not that they're in danger, but I feel like they're like, it's like when you go to a big like a sea that's dark, it's like nighttime, you can't see below the surface and you're just not sure, you just sense there's something down there. I'm not sure what it is. Should I be scared? Shouldn't I? Well, let me go to a higher ground so I can see, and I want to be safe. So I don't know what that's all about, but I feel like they're just wanting to step back and see things from a different perspective because they feel like there's so much more there than they thought was there before. And so there's like this hesitancy in moving forward because they're not sure. There's a lot more to you than meets the eye, and it kind of has them pausing. So interesting. But that's what they have for you, Mars. So hopefully that makes sense for you there. So many blessings to you. And let me see here. Where are we at here? We did those. Appreciate your patience. I'm just scrolling down. All right. So Cheery, we are to you, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Anna, for your donation. You want to know Doug's true feelings about you? Let's take a look here. What's going on inside Doug's heart about you? Or anything else you need to know, right? All right. So we've got the Page of Pentacles here is about new opportunities in the outside world. And the Strength card really has this energy of connecting to their inner strength and understanding, I feel like they're really in this space of what they have felt about in the past has made them feel empty, which is what happens. This human self of ours here looks to the outside world for its fulfillment, but it always ends up feeling not fulfilled because when we turn inward is where we find the love we're looking for. But I feel like what their intentions are, their feelings is they're trying to find fulfillment and they feel like this is a new opportunity to feel whole and to feel this completeness that they've been told like relationships are supposed to bring, right? Well, this is a fated event that's come in here really for both of you here because um, that's the journey, right? The Hierophant has you look inward and guides you inward to find the capital T truths. Who are you really? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be with? What does it all mean? It's like this big truth seeking mission, which is the fated events. This is the Wheel of Fortune shows that you both definitely are destined to have come across each other's path, to really guide yourselves inward to find out it's not, I'm not going to find what I'm looking for on the outside world. What I'm going to find is by turning inward, and once I turn inward, then it totally transforms what I'm seeing on the outside world. And you're just like, whoa, I didn't even, couldn't even grasp who you were, because we were so consumed with trying to feel this wholeness, this completeness from the outside, which we can only find that from the inside, right? But once we find that love and we fill up, then it just totally, like I said, we become this chalice where we fill up and our self-love expands, and we're able to love so much more in the outside world here. We're able to give love more and receive love more to the extent that we expand our inner love. So I feel like they do, have feelings, they want to express them, but it all depends on our self-love, because we cannot love someone else more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. So if I love myself this much, no matter how much they want to give me love, it's only going to trickle in. Same on their side. So if you both have self-love that has not been expanded a huge amount yet, then no matter how much love you want to pour out, it's just going to drip, drip, drip. And no matter how much love they want to pour out, it's just going to drip, drip, drip. But the more you expand your self-love, then the more bigger that, the channels get. And then you have this big flood coming back and forth. And I feel like this is the journey you're on here. It's significant because, you have a couple more cards here. So out of 6 cards, you've got 4 major arcana, which are significant changes in your guys' lives. And I feel like that this is going to be a very big pivotal point in your lives where you guys will either end up together, or it's preparing you for who you're going to be with, because you do, after this, you've got the Empress, new birth, sensuality, the wedding card, the 4 of Wands, party, celebration, joy. But it all comes from Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, that self-love and looking inward for that first. So definitely there's love there. It's just that you guys are on this journey of opening up those the pipelines, because no matter how much love that you want to give each other, it's just dripping back and forth, right? But the more you connect to that higher love, you just fill up, and then that also expands the ability to show love to one another. And if it's not being you two together, it definitely is going to be preparing the next partners that you are with. Like, wow, that's going to be it. So that's what I feel is coming through on that. So many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right, Cheery, if you are still with us, you are up next. And I'm not sure if you had seen your I completed your you were one of our amazing winners this week, and I did complete your reading. So if you haven't checked your email, be sure to check that out. And we'll see here an angel message for you. So what they have here for you. Wow, I just put that in, and here you go. Boom, boom, boom. Wow, 3 major arcana. So So you do have this with the Empress card, which I just put back in, and here came flying back out. New birth, new harvest, this Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy coming in. But the newness here definitely is present because the Fool card is about heading off on a new adventure, free of a lot of expectations, which the Empress also represents that because she is free in nature before the Emperor and the Hierophant try to put a lot of societal rules and organized spirituality rules around her. She's free in the wilderness. And so this is new birth, freedom, new venture, freedom. And then you have the Star, which is, of course, a lot of Aquarian energy, but also hope, balance, wishes come true, dreams come true, wish upon a star. So, very, very powerful energy here about a new adventure towards something more in alignment with what your true dreams are and where you want to head and what you want to do, but more unbridled. That star energy, which is, Aquarius, Uranus, it's all about the age of Aquarius, is about the old ways of doing, the old roles and old ways don't help anymore. We need new things, we need newness. It's this adventure. So, all that energy is all about a very exciting movement forward on a new adventure, free of restriction, free of a little, free of just the cage that's trying to control how things are supposed to do. It's like blowing it wide open and saying, universe, creator, mother and father of all things, this is my dream. Let's go. You bring it how you want it to be done and when and whatever. I trust you, but I'm going to leap into it and let's go for it. And so I like that kind of energy coming in for you, Cherry. So that's what your angels have for you, an exciting new opening that's coming for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And I think we are to Esther. Oh, no, Esther E. We already took care of that. That was clarification up above. Lovely, love you. Crack me up. All right. I think we're getting towards the bottom. I'm a little past my regular time, but I know I'm so close to the end. Didn't want to stop and leave like one or two people without their reading, All right. Mega, there you are. Perfect. I saw you had retracted some. So what is your partner R hiding from you or being dishonest about? Let's take a look here. Wow, a lot. No, I'm just kidding. A bunch of cards did come out, but that was just, these are newer cards and they're all slippery. All right, let's try that again. So what is partner R hiding from Mega? Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, I can see that here. Because normally I would look at the Seven of Swords as, swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations. But the Seven of Swords, in this case, this is normally like what of our own thoughts are deceiving us, thieving from us. But because we're asking specifically, what are they hiding and deceiving us? Here's dishonesty, right? Two of Cups is another relationship, another interaction with another individual. So it's and it feels like it's moving forward on their side too, because we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is it can be about abundance, but also when we're looking at it in regards to with these other two cards, this can be endings and new beginnings in the outside world. And there's this, the King of Wands is about stepping into your power and, really looking into that energy too. There is this trusting your gut, connecting to your higher self kind of energy here too. And I feel um, I normally don't read that as like intuition, but I like you know that's why you're asking. You have this gut instinct that you just know that it's time for this ending, and and I know it's raw and it doesn't feel good. I mean, I've been on that side. I understand the piercing that comes with it, but also just the relief that, when you've been feeling like something's been going on for a while and you just finally get an answer instead of living in wonder, it somehow brings some nice closure too. Um, so, but that's what they have for you, Mega. So hang in there. I know those are not fun situations. So sending you lots of love and hang in there. All right, Mega. Hey, VD Jalan. You guys snuck in. I was that was going to be my last reading, but I'm gonna definitely VD and Sudeshni. You're my last two because I'm past my time, and if I keep going, I'll be here for hours and hours, right? So VD, you want to know if that Capricorn has been trying to avoid you recently? Let's take a look here. I don't know if necessarily avoiding. They're just kind of in this hermit mode. I don't feel like they've been trying to avoid you because they're doing this self-reflection. The Eight of Swords is they're looking at their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have been making them feel restricted and small and blinded. And the Seven of Cups is about emotional confusion. So with these two coming in here, I feel like that's what's just kind of caused them to retreat inward because they want to figure out what's going on here, right? What is going on with all of this, my mind, and why does this stuff keep happening? And why do I feel this emotional? I feel like it all over the place. So I just feel like have retreated to be able just to take a deep breath and do a lot of inner reflection. So I don't try they're trying to specifically avoid you. I just feel like there's all this stuff happening that they're just stepping back to what's going on in here and in here. So that's what's coming through, VD. So so you can do the same thing if they're your mirror, right? Are you trying to avoid yourself? Ooh, what a deep question. How am I trying to avoid myself? Right. Much love to you. Hang in there. All right, Sudeshni, you want to know future love partner career or characteristics? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit's willing to tell you. All right. So the career or characteristics. Well, they are a very bright soul here with the Sun card, maybe Leo energy. Page of Cups, this combination as far as career, I'm really feeling like they help people like psychology or counseling, something that helps them really. I just feel like they're reflecting on their own emotions. And the Leo energy is like inner child energy, helping people get into their, deep emotions. So I really feel like that's what's really jumping out here for me is that it's someone who does help in that type of field and bring people some resolutions and transformations, but definitely kind of a psychology counselor type of field to it. So I like that because that means they've done a lot of their inner work as well. So that's what they've been doing there. Yeah, so that's what they have, Sudeshni. Giving you little bits and pieces at a time here, right? All right. So many blessings to you, Sudeshni. That's what they have for you now. Ah, so there you go, VD. So that's like that mirror, right? Why are people avoiding me? Oh, it's because I'm avoiding myself, and it's a mirror. That's good. I love that you are taking care of you because you deserve all that beautiful energy, that your nurturing heart, that huge heart. You deserve it out of anybody. So I'm glad you're giving that to yourself. And for anyone else that is coming in here, the last thing I want to make sure everyone knows is I do have a drawing every Monday for a giveaway. And the last 2 Mondays, I've given away a 1 hour person recorded reading and 5 15-minute person recorded readings. I'm going to do the same next Monday. And so that video link, if you want to get into the drawing, just check out that video and that'll tell you how you can sign up for that. Also, I put out a new pick a card this morning. Where can you use light in your life? So you haven't checked that out. Here's the link for that. Also, we had an Aries new moon alert for yesterday. So that new moon energy is still impacting you. If you want to look at that, pick a card. It'll tell you how you can use the new moon energy to make some new moon wishes as well. So it'll tell you all how to do that. And if you have not checked out your March readings yet, here's the March monthly reading playlist for each individual zodiac sign. And April's will be out on Saturday, early morning, basically Friday at midnight. So there are some other places if you want some more messages of love for today or this evening. You can check those out as well. Just want to say a big thank you for all of you that have given the video a thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. So thank you so much for being part of the love tsunami that we send out to the world. And I'm just always blown away by your huge hearts and your thirst for searching after spirit and from hearing from them. So thank you for allowing me to connect to spirit for you. And I'm excited. I will be back. I'm here Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time and Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain. So a lot of opportunity to catch me and the free content I put out. So many blessings to all of you. I'm going to go ahead and close down this session for this evening. Many blessings, and please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have a great rest of your night, great rest of your day, wherever you're out in the world. We'll see you soon. Until then, much love to you guys, and you take care. Love and light to you, Deb.